Gunmen shoot four persons in Slim Lane in Clarendon. Police and detainees exchange blows at Hunts Bay. Three of St. James' most wanted are now in custody, while the Jamaica Reggae Boys to face Mexico on Saturday. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Pregnant women are dying during delivery at an increased rate, according to the Ministry of Health. Opposition health spokesman Dr. Alfred Dawes brought up the matter on Wednesday. The rates of newborn babies and maternal death on the island had significantly increased, according to Dr. Dawes' assessment. He claimed that as a result of the nation's healthcare system's collapse, more mothers and newborns are passing away. Chief Medical Officer for Health Dr. Jacqueline Bisasor Mackenzie expressed concern about the findings during a press conference held by the Ministry of Health on Thursday. She said the rise in our hypertensive disease or diabetes during pregnancy, among other problems, have contributed to the increase in fatalities among mothers and their kids. She said women are choosing to have births later, and as women get older, then they're more likely to develop chronic disorders, which puts not just themselves but the babies at risk. Following a fight between detainees and officers earlier on Thursday, tranquility has returned to the Hunts Bay office cell block. A battle broke out among the detainees somewhere about 3 on Thursday morning, and the police officers on the cell block were trying to break it up, according to Superintendent Damien Madison, the chief of the St. Andrew South Police Division. When the officers tried to break up the fight, they were attacked by inmates. The police then called for help and were assisted by other lawmen who helped to bring calm to the cell block. 5 prisoners suffered injuries and they were sent to a hospital for care. Parents are being urged to be more vigilant in checking their children's school bags for contraband following the shooting at Ocho Rios High School in St. Anne on Monday. A 12-year-old girl was shot and wounded by a 14-year-old boy who was playing with a gun. Chief Executive Officer of the Child Protection and Family Service Agency, Laurette Adams Thomas, said the incident was very traumatic for the victim, who sustained a flesh wound to her thigh. Ms. Adams Thomas said parents should ensure that their children and those with whom they interact are not exposed to danger. The boy who carried the gun to school was held by police and remains in custody. 3 of the 10 men placed on the St. James Police Most Wanted list are now in custody. The men surrendered to the police on Wednesday. Warrants were issued for the suspects in connection with shootings in St. James. The St. James Police on Wednesday launched an operation codenamed Operation Storm, targeting gangs and men wanted for various crimes in the parish. 4 men were arrested on the first day of the operation, and they are expected to be questioned about their possible involvement in gang activities. The Clarendon police are searching for the gunman behind Wednesday night's attack in the community of Slim Lane in Currata Hill, which left 4 residents nursing bullet wounds. The attack occurred about 8:45 p.m., and the police reported that a group of persons had gathered at a shop in the community when a white Nissan motorcar with several men aboard drove up. 2 armed men alighted the vehicle and began firing on the crowd. It was then discovered that 4 persons sustained bullet wounds. The injured men were rushed to a hospital for treatment. One of them is said to be in serious condition. The Clarendon police are probing the allegations that the attack was carried out in retaliation for the February 13 shooting death of Fitz Callahan in the Slim Lane community, and it's alleged that he was killed after opening a shop in the community. O'Shane Davis, who is charged with the murder of Constable Ricardo Fairclough in St. Anne in April, was further remanded when he appeared in the St. Anne Parish Court on Wednesday, and Davis is scheduled to return to court on July 16. Constable Fairclough was killed on Bravo Street in St. Anne's Bay on April 15 while attempting to stop a robbery. The woman who was being robbed was also shot and injured. Davis was held within hours of the crime following an intensive investigation by the Major Investigations Division and the St. Anne detectives. On to sports, Jamaica's most successful coach across multiple events at the World and Olympic level, Stephen Francis, has labeled plans by the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, the J3A, to scrap one round of the men's 400 meters for the top 16 seed at next week's national championship as amateurish. Francis' comments came as the nation chases qualification in the mile relay after 3 failed attempts. Twice at the World Relays last month and then last weekend at the New Life Invitational Meet in the Bahamas. Jamaica Reggae boy Demario Gray said he is close to full fitness and ready to take part in his first Copa America tournament. Gray sustained a shoulder injury in the Saudi Pro League in May and was sidelined for several weeks. The 27-year-old winger is in the camp with the Reggae Boys in Houston and gave an update on his readiness for the Copa 2024. Gray has so far scored 5 goals in his 11 games for the Reggae Boys, and if he's fit, the Reggae Boys are going to be a team to be reckoned with at the Copa. He is an excellent player, and Jamaica will play their first game on Saturday against Mexico. Game time is 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. Copa America kicked off last night, and boy was that game between Argentina and Canada hot. Argentina managed to win 2-0, and Lionel Messi was at his best doing some great passes, showing exactly why he's the greatest player in the world. He had a few chances at goal but was unlucky not to score, but he made some mastery passes, setting up both goals. On to cricket, Phil Saul carried his bat for 87 as defending champion England beat the West Indies by 8 wickets in the second game of the Super 8 at the 2020 World Cup on Wednesday night, and it was the West Indies' first loss of the tournament and their first defeat in 8 2020 internationals. The West Indies made 180 for 4, batting first on the same pitch on which they made 218 for 5 against Afghanistan in the final match of the group stage on Monday. The fireworks came at the end and from England as Salt made his 87 runs from just 47 balls with 7 fours and 5 sixes, and Johnny Bairstow made 48 not out from 26 deliveries. England reached 181 for 2 with 15 balls to spare. And don't forget, the best news and sports takes place on this station. If you ever miss the news, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.